Well, howdy everybody. We're week 13. This is the second to last week of instruction. Next week, week 14, the only assignment that's due is the final project. So we may or may not have a video for week 14 because it's kind of an exam. It's a final project. It's a review of all the things that you've learned so far. So I am going to dig into citations in this video, and then in a separate video I'll do the table of contents. The reason why I'm separating out these two videos is the citations one may be a little bit longer than some of my normal videos. The main reason is that citations in Word is something that I wish I had learned 20 years ago, because it would have saved me so much time at work, at school, everything else. I finally learned it during my bachelor's program, and I used it throughout my master's program, and I was so happy that I had discovered it. It's going to save you a ton of time with English assignments especially. And I'm just going to show you why it will save you time. Let me pull up a document here really quick. And again, please excuse the length of the video this week, but I kind of geek out on citations because it can save you literally hours of time. So here's the finished document that we're going to want for this week. It has a works cited. So many of your English classes and other classes that you have where they want you to insert references, citations, and works cited or a bibliography. All throughout my early college experience, I had to manually type all this information in, and it has to be the exact format. Periods have to be in the right place, commas have to be in the right place, italicizing, page numbers, all that kind of stuff. The good news is that Word can do this automatically for you. So I'm going to show you here real quick, and I'm going to remove the works cited. Anyways, it's really difficult to remove the works cited once it's in there. All right, so it's now gone. So there's no more works cited. I do have sources that are already built in. So there's 3 sources here. And now I'm at the end of my document and the dreaded works cited or bibliography. Well, if you've put your sources into Word, you just come up here to references and then to bibliography. And you can either insert it as a bibliography, references, or works cited. Well, let's just do a bibliography. Oh my goodness. That was like 10 seconds worth of work, and you have the bibliography. So anyways, I geek out on this because there'll be papers that you have to put into work in school that may be 20, 30 pages long with 20, 25 references or sources. And this will save you so much time being able to just click a button, have that bibliography added to your document. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's actually really, really simple. It guides you, the Word guides you through the entire process. So just as a recap of what the assignment is, please note there are 2 things. You need to download the base document and then the source information. And then you want to make it look like the completed example, which is this completed example here. And then you want to make sure that you are using the APA format for citations. There's the APA and MLA. Those are the 2 very common formats that you would use for citations. This particular one, we're using APA. So I'm going to open up the root document, and I'm going to open it up here. This is the root document that we start with, and then this is also, here's the second document that you need to work with. This has the sources. And so this has the essential information for each source. There's 3 sources. So you're going to use this information to add sources to your document using the APA format. Okay, so now I'm in the root document. I want to go to references, and under citations and bibliography, I want to change, you can change the style. So if you have someone that says they want Chicago style, good to go. But most common are the APA and MLA formats. And what it means is it's just a different way in which the citations and references are going to be represented. in the document. So we're going to use APA, so make sure the APA is selected. And once that is selected, we want to go to Manage Sources. And you'll notice there are no sources in the list. So we want to click New. And then what I recommend is having this document up somewhere else. But basically, this has all the information that you need to put in as a new source. And I'm going to show you how to put that new information. I'm just going to move this off to another screen, but just know that I'm working off of this document. Okay, so I want to go to Manage Sources. I want to click New. And this first one is a journal article. And the author is Karen Shawn. So I'm going to put Karen, S-C-H-O-N. Okay. I don't know if she's a corporate author. That's not in there for me. The title, I'm just going to type in the title. It's The Reflective Practitioners. Hopefully I spelled that right. Oh my goodness. I messed up and pressed enter. Oh no, I can edit it. So there we go. And then the journal name is the Wilford Journal of Listening. And this one is 2012. Pages are going to be 18 to 21. And here's the kicker. There's a little secret one on this first one. We want to click on Show All Bibliography Fields. There's a whole bunch of fields that you can put in. The ones in red are mandatory. But one other one we want to put in is the URL. So right down here, this one happens to have a URL. And we're going to put this one in here. Listen.net practices. Okay. And I click OK. And there we go. So now I have the master list and the current list. So what I want you to be sure of is that your current list has the 3 sources. Make sure they're not just in the master list, because when you send me the file to be graded, if it's not in the current list, it won't show up for me. So you need to make sure you copy them over to the current list. So the second one is I'm going to do this one as a website. This is actually the third one. And so we'll scroll down here under type of source and find website. And I'm going to put the author. This one is Harold Johnson. Wow, I cannot do the shift today. There we go. Harold Johnson. And this one is Small Business Policies and Procedures. Make sure I have that. Name of the website is emcp.net. The year that you retrieved this, 2019. We're going to put that February. And the date was February 18th. I'm going to put the URL in here. Okay, so now I have that one. It's a website. Oh my goodness, I can't even spell the word Harold. There we go. All right, so we click OK. And you notice that they're both showing up in the current list and the master list. That is good. If for some reason that's not showing up in your current list, copy them over. So you just click on one and hit copy, and it'll copy over to that. So you're going to do this until all 3 entries are entered into the document. And since I'm here, I will go ahead and put the third one, which I know is a journal article. This one is Small Business Laws. The journal name is Businesses in the World. This year is 2014. It's pages 29 through 46. I don't think there's any optional ones in here. Might want to know, this is the volume. So we can put volume in here. It's volume XI. Okay. There you go. So now we have that information in there. And they're both in the master list and the current list. So I'm going to click close. And you notice it didn't modify my document at all. It's just a storage container for all of my sources. And the cool part is that if you keep them in your master list, as well as the current list, when it's in the master list, it can be available for future documents. So I open up a new document. Oh my gosh, there's the master list of documents in there for me. So it makes it so if you're using the same references over and over again for different documents, they're there for you, and you don't have to re-enter the information. It's so handy. It saves you so much time in school. That's why I get so excited. When I taught my 2 sons about this, they were super excited. I taught a friend about this, and they was like, oh my gosh, this would have saved me hours of time. So anyways, we're going to start now and making this document look like this document. We're going to make sure that we put in our citations, and then we're going to put in our works cited, and then we're going to put in an endnote and a footnote in this document. Okay. So first things first, let's make sure our formatting is the way we want it to. We're going to make sure that we have our paragraphs set up with double space because that's how our document is. I'm just going to highlight all of the paragraphs. I'm going to make them indented on the first line. This is all kind of review. I'm going to make sure that this is centered. And then I'm going to put a carriage return. I'm going to put my information in here because the document wants full name, instructor name, word processing, and the date. So I'll put, hey, I'm the instructor, so I'm going to put my name twice. I'm going to put word processing and today's date. Okay. So now we have that. It's getting pretty close. Going to make sure that the header has my name and the page number at the top of the page all the way over to the right. So I just do that. Put my name. There we go. We have it at the top. And what the document needs is some citations. So it looks like at the top there's a citation. At the end of these 2 paragraphs, actually at the end of every paragraph there's a citation. So this first one is Humboldt. So if you put your cursor at the end of that first line, go to References and go to Insert Citation. And we know that this one is going to be Humboldt. You click that and magically it puts it in with all the correct formatting that we need. So the end of the first paragraph, this one's going to be Sean. So we're going to put our cursor at the end. We're going to insert caption, insert citation. This one's going to be Sean. And then you notice it is different. So the assignment calls for us to remove the year from the citation in the text and add page number to the Humboldt citation in the text. Okay? So we want to make sure that we remove the year. We don't have to manually do this. So if you click on the citation, click the little drop down, you want to edit the citation, and the instruction says remove the year. So we want to suppress, right here, the year. When we do that, it takes the year out and makes it look like our reference. Make sure you put your period after that. And then we are going to, on this one, the assignment calls for a footnote. And then, so we're going to go to References. We want to insert a footnote right here. And you notice that it put a number 1. And it put down here, the cursor is blinking. I want to put my last name. That's my footnote. So, there we have the number 1. There we have the footnote with my last name. And then I'm going to take care of the reference here on the second one, which needs to be Johnson. So we're going to come here and insert citation for Johnson. And remember, we want to remove the year. So we click on the down arrow, edit citation, and suppress the year. Make sure our period is on the outside of the citation. This kind of little English class 101 type stuff. You've got to make sure that that citation is inside the paragraph with the period on the outside of it. And then this one is going to have an end note after it. So after the period, we go to Insert End Note, which is up here under Footnotes. insert endnote, and then it automatically puts the letter I, and it jumps me down here to the letter I, and I want to put my last name, and I think it wanted me to put in the word endnote in quotes. So plumber, endnote. There we go. Okay. So that's our footnote, endnote, and we have one more citation to go. This is probably the Humboldt one that we need to make sure that we add the page number to the Humboldt citation in the text. Not to the one on the top. That one just remains like that. So after the word, we're going to put a space. We're going to insert a citation. We want to put Humboldt. And I'm actually going to remove some of these carriage returns into between the paragraphs. They match with our example real quick. Okay. So then we have Humboldt. I want to edit the citation, suppress the year, and put a page number. So for this one, it is page number 30 that we're going with. So we're going to put 30. And there we go. So we have Humboldt, page 30, and the period right after it. And we have our footnote, and then we have our endnote after that. We're almost totally done here. All we have to do now is put in our works cited. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to go to, I want to be above here, so I'm going to come to this spot, and I'm going to insert, I'm going to go to layout, breaks, continuous break, make sure that I'm on the next page, and there we go. I'm going to insert, I'm going to go to references, and we want to go to bibliography. We want to insert a bibliography. And so there are different methods of being able to insert the bibliography. That was one of the methods. The other method is I can remove this section break here. I can go to bibliography, and it gives me a few more options. I'm going to go to do works cited, and it automatically pushes it to the next page. I want to go somewhere in the works cited text, and I want to center it so that way it looks just like our example. So you notice works cited, and everything is formatted the exact way it needs to be for the APA format. So that is works cited. Again, I apologize for the lengthiness of this video, but I have to tell you, it is going to save you a bunch of time knowing how to do citations and adding your bibliography automatically within the document. So have fun with this one. I'd love to hear from you after class, next semester, the semester after, to find out if citations and references and the bibliography helped you out. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions. You guys are doing awesome work. Can't believe we're almost at the end of the semester, but we are. And keep up the good work, and then feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Take care.